All right, you're welcome. If you're just joining us today, it's the lecture 5 of the 3 weeks training. I'm excited to have you again today. So if you are just joining us, remember to drop your name on the chat and where you're joining us from. We also look forward to receiving more people today. So you can also share the link with your friend. Most importantly, the YouTube link for them to also join. It's a learning, it's a learning session, and it will be great to have them also join to learn. So if you're just joining us, remember to drop your name and where you're joining us from. You're welcome. It's 11:01 West African time. So you're all welcome, and we'll be going straight into the business of today. So let's get into the class while we quickly take a quick review of the timeline for this training, for the Geospatial Mobility Hackathon. All right, so quickly to that. So we've had the master class and the official kickoff, and we'll be taking this next, which is the learning kickoff, which we are currently running now. Like we mentioned, for this week is a special one. So we'll be having it we'll be having every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for this week. So we're going to have it on Tuesday, Thursday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for this week. While the Friday will be, a grand day for this whole event. It will be a grand day where we'll be having the hackathon and workshop kickoff. It will be the hackathon kickoff at the different countries where we all come together, and then you can all learn about how to ace your, how to ace your hackathon, how to ace, build solid solution that can scale and that can win the hackathon for you. So we look forward to receiving you on Friday. The details will be communicated to you, like I mentioned yesterday. So we're going to be having that on Friday. So which implies that we only have the classes for this week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Thursday. So please remember to be a part of this. It's important. Don't miss out on any. Don't miss out on any. All right, so the third thing on the agenda is the registration that closes today, 30th of November, 2022. Please don't miss out. If you have friends, if you have colleagues that needs to be part of this, please remember to reach out to them, share the link to register with them, let them join also to start learning. And then hackathon application kickoff, which is the one I mentioned earlier, on Friday, 2nd December 2022. Remember to also share with your friend when the details gets to you via email. So the solution submission deadline will be 18th of December. Please keep these dates. They're very important. That's why we kept, reiterating them at every session. So 18th of December is the solution submission deadline. And this one is very important, and that has to do with the need for you to join the project group on Africa Geoportal. You need for you to join the project group on Africa Geoportal. That is the link you are seeing on the screen, and then we'll also share that on the chat as the session is going on. So remember to join the platform so that you can also access one of the things that we'll be discussing today, which is the ArcGIS Pro license, so that you can also have your ArcGIS desktop installed. So we look forward to a great time with you all today, and with amazing facilitator for today. So it's still going to be the same person you had yesterday, which is Patrick Osegali, my colleague here at DSN. So I will open the floor for him to just kick off right away, and then we can proceed for the day. So if you have any question, please remember to drop it on the chat. And if you have not joined the Telegram platform, so it's important that you join it today so that you don't miss out on any of the important information. You don't miss out any important information. And always remember to check your always remember to check your email, check your inbox so that you don't miss any update from our end. We'll always be sending you emails, and then we will always do well to share information via the Telegram platform. So remember to join the Telegram platform, check your emails. In case you have any of our emails are dropped in your spam, you can just remove them from the spam so that they don't keep going into your spam box. All right, so I will be inviting Patrick to just take the mic. Thank you all. Let's have a great time learning together.
Okay, today we'll be covering ArcGIS Desktop, ArcGIS Pro, which you installed on your desktop. And we've already shared a guide on how you can download it on the group. That reminds me, if you've not already on that Telegram group, please join so that you don't miss any information out. You have to join, and any difficulty you'll be facing, the admin there, they are very effective and will answer your question as you ask. So without wasting time, let us move further to the agenda and we'll just deep dive into what we'll be covering today. I'll be doing a little introduction on it before we get our hands dirty on the hands-on. So if you've downloaded the ArcGIS desktop and you've installed it, you can just drop a chat on the chat window that you have successfully downloaded and installed. So that takes me to my next slide. Now, let's start. ArcGIS, we know we've been using the online interface. We've never used anyone that has installed before on our local PC. Now, we are considering what is ArcGIS Desktop. What is ArcGIS Desktop? This is just a framework, a simple framework that you can use to like explain what is ArcGIS Desktop. You have different licenses that can access it, which is the basic, standard, and advanced. And they have, normally we have the ArcPy and the ArcGIS Pro. So in this training and this tutorial, we'll be using the ArcGIS Pro, which you already have that has already been assigned to you on the group, on the Africa Geoportal group, on the hackathon group. So please, if you've not downloaded it, I'm saying it again, go and download it. So ArcGIS Desktop is a device, an app which you can use to do spatial analysis, spatial visualization, cartography, and share your results, your solution. You can share it, but then how can you share it? We'll see that later. So this particular desktop interface you can use it to connect to the web, which you've already been exploring ever since the beginning of this training. So now we have ArcGIS Pro, which was built on 62-bit and is a very simplified interface you can use to do analysis with almost all the functions being implemented for you. But you won't even have any problem about that at all. Then is okay, we know that you need to have a license to access it, which means the ArcGIS and enterprise license is not free. So it's something you always have and you have access to it. If you don't have a license, you don't have access to it. You can do 2G and 3G exploration. You can search and make query. It uses an SQL query and any other type of drag and drop query you can do. And you also be able to share your map as a layout. And this is just like a simple interface of an image analysis, or let me say, yeah, imagery scene you can see on the image. So we go on. So there are some terms that are there. When we keep on talking about GIS, so we talk about the project, we talk about map, we talk about scene. What is map? It's just like we are making a map. So where you have to put your layer, keep on layering, adding layers, as map. The scene is when you move it from just vector, you are now using, you move it to imagery, completely imagery becomes 3D. So that is same. Then the active view, you have an active view. What is the active view is the view you are currently working on, and there is another view, like different type of view you can do. The rainbow one is where you have all the functions you can click on, and the pane is where you can also bring in a lot of functions in and do the type of analysis you want to do. So we'll see them. Now, when you open your ArcGIS Pro, this is the interface that we welcome you. You've not logged in, use your username on the group and the password you have on the group, use it to log in. Once you log in, you have arrived to this home page. So the home page, I'll just try and run you through it. The first one you see a new project. So this is the first one. So there are ways you can start a project. Either you click on the map to start a project. So this map will give you a default template that you can start a project on. So this tool is the project I'll be working on. I want to continue working on it. I can open from here. So the theory, I want to start a project, but I want to use a template I have before. So you just see them all there, and you can see that I have my name and the license, so the link to the portal, so that you will definitely have this. If you log out, there will be a warning that you should log in, and if your internet is off, there will also be a warning you should put on your internet, because that is what you use to connect to the source. So, and if your internet is off for more than 1 hour or 24 hours, let me not miss that, it will just automatically exit. So you need internet to keep it running, but it won't be consuming much of your data. No, just to connect to the source, to validate your license and make sure you are not gaming the system. So then when you come to a project, we have a project organized, and you definitely have a map which you are working on. But then I want to share my project. I can share as a layout, which you like a paper map. After you have a layout, you can save it as a PDF image, you print it, or you can share with somebody just like a PDF or an image. You can also look at what you've done and you share online, which is the enterprise. So, and we have a way of managing projects. So when you have a project, there is a folder at the pane by your right-hand side. You open and then you see where your database is. Every data you work on, you save on this project will be saved in that database. And you also have your analysis table, which you also work on. So if you have a notebook, you also see it here. These are very necessary, and there are things you need to have, and you also have to take notes of them when you are working. So we move to our next page. So what can AGIS Pro do? What are the capability? What can I use it for? We just start saying them. So AGIS Pro is where it's an equivalent of ArcMap if you've been using it before. ArcMap is still like AGIS Pro is a desktop version, but probably is a legacy version, which they started with. The AGIS Pro is an upgraded one. So it's an equivalent of that. You can do different type of geoprocessing without consuming your credits or consuming a lot of your credit. It doesn't consume credit the way the online consume credit. So, and every step you apply while you are building your project, you can build a model builder for it. This is a model builder. You look at the image down, like if it has a connection, so you are doing something for vegetation, you do a select layer, you erase, every step you apply will be on this image builder. So this image builder, I can export it and share it with a colleague, and the colleague is just to have every data set up and run that image builder. Everything I've applied on my part also applied on my colleague's part. So that is the importance of it. It has a Python window, which you already know. It uses an Anaconda. So Anaconda notebook, it also has a script, but it's always better you use the notebook part of it. And you can do network analysis, drive time, like what my colleagues did the first time. Everything we've been doing before. Just try it once you have downloaded it. It's the same step, it's not different. And then you can probably be keeping track of your credit. How is the credit being consumed? You find out that you are almost not consuming any credit with it. So that's the reason the AGIS license was assigned to the group. Not that if you join the portal, you don't normally get the AGIS. It's not free for the portal, but then for the sake of this hackathon, because a lot will be processed, so that's why it was assigned to make good use of. So you can do both network analysis, drive time. Just think of the type of analysis you can do, and you can do geostatistics and do image processing. So now let's look at what type of analysis are available. When you look at it, it's just the buffer, they summarize within. I want to aggregate points in a region, in a polygon. How do I do that? You want to do spatial join, do clip. I want to separate I have a polygon, which is smaller. I just want to remove that size of the polygon from a bigger polygon. How do I do it? I use the pairwise clip to do that. I want to do optimize and hotspot analysis. So optimized hotspot analysis is where you're able to differentiate outliers. Just read about it. All the documentation are on their page. Read about it and do a lot of exploration so you can do summarize. So these are the analysis. I can't name it, but the ones we will use on this lecture, you see them. The ones we did not use, go and try it out. That is the learning, and that is the spirit. So it also have the edit capability. You can edit your shapefile, you can edit your layer, you can edit imagery, you can add more points. Anywhere you notice that, okay, this point was not appropriate, this was a mistake, I can make an adjustment to be in the right order. You can do it on both 2D and 3D. You can edit your database, which is created for the project, which stores all your data. And you just think of it, map topology, there's a lot of capability you can do on that editing with AGIS Pro. So you should be good. So it also, it's not just like you always use it for wrangle data. No, don't just use it to wrangle data. What you use it for, you can use it for visualization. It does complex visualization, which is not even capable. I just give you that. Does some complex visualization, which you can So try and explore it. So you see, this is a vector, just a shapefile. This is a scene, an imagery analysis, and this is the hexagon and tessellation, which our guest speaker generated on the master class, the kickoff. You can remember how she generated the 500 kilometer by 100 tessellation, which consume credit on the group, but use the desktop, it won't consume any credit at all. So we'll just explore some of them today. We'll be completing parts. So we move directly to, so okay, what have done all this on the desktop? Am I leaving my solution on the desktop? Am I leaving all the data structured on the desktop? No, you can share your data to your page on the web, so you can build up an app. You can put any, you can share with any form, use smart map, using story map, use text and dashboard, agile dashboard. They are all on the platform. Just try and explore them. It's an opportunity for you to use them, and you continue using after the hackathon. You enjoy using them, but then try and exploit them so you've been able to come up with a very solid solution. So this, okay, it's the styling. We all know it does styling, and it also retains style. Anything you style on the desktop, you take it to the web, it also retain it. We'll just see how it's being published. We'll do a very simple one because of time, and then we'll see how it is being published. So let's just go directly to the desktop and work with what we have. I'll go to my desktop. So as you can see, I've already logged into my desktop. And I could have just started from a project I've done before, but I'm starting from the default, a new project. So let's see how it works. I click on new. Now I want to rename my project. I'll name it as training. So let me just stop that. Stop it there. Training day 4. So, and the project will be stored here. I can change the directory as well if you want. Let me just leave it for the default directory. I want to change the directory. Take it to a directory you've created for the hackathon. It is fine. And change the directory. So I click on OK. Just take. It processes very fast, and we'll be able to have the home page. So this is what we have. Oh, okay. So we have to bring in our data, and we have to explain what you are seeing here for you. So this is where you see, this is the quick tool. You can see that this shows that you open a new project, open the project that is already existing. So this will show after we started working, when you have a project, when you have your work saved. And one thing you also need to know, because of the computing constraint of your PC, always try and save your work once you are working on it. Anything substantial you've done, save it. You don't know if your system might restart any moment. And this is the undo and redo. So we have the map. On the map, what do we have? We have the exploit. You can copy and paste any part. You can add your data from this point. So if I have the data that is locally saved on my PC, I'll just go and I'll add it from here. But since we are not taking any data from our local PC for now, we're using the data we have on the group. You can change your base map. So normally I like using a particular base map because I want to see what is on the ground. So I will go for the base map. So let me just pick a gray. Let me just pick a gray. I pick the light gray. Okay, fine. And The next we have is, okay, fine. This is where you can do Zoom. You can fix your Zoom. Just take your Zoom out and zoom in. You can bookmark any step you think is very important. You want to come back for it. It's very, very necessary. So, and the analysis, we have a lot in that analysis. Just look at it. So the one that is having this key, it shows that you don't have a license for it. Your license didn't cover it. So it won't work for you. So just, you see, myself, I don't have a license to do this. So you still see some of them because it's free. That's why you have to have some limitation. So this is for the imagery. So let's go and get the data. I'll be going to the catalog. So catalog is where you will be able to see your data. Now, I explained something earlier. How do we connect to the data? When we created a project, we already have a database that is being created for it. Now look at the database. It takes the name of my project, which was training 4. So it takes the name of everything I have to create on this data, on this map. This project will be saved in this database. But I will be able to connect to a folder. Let me just show you that, but because I'm not using any PC from my local. In case you downloaded any data for yourself, you just do connection, add folder connection. Where do I have data I can use? I'll just search for it. Okay, I'll go to my text, I'll go to my download. I know I have, okay, then I'll just pick download. Download it. I have the data here. I have a file here. I can just bring in. So, okay, let me just say I'll use a Nigeria file, shape file. I'll remove it back. I'm not keeping it. Just for you to see, you can use a data from your local PC. So this is what you could do with bringing your data from your local PC, but in my case, I'm removing it and I'm removing the connection as well. So it doesn't look like I added a connection. I'll just come back and remove the connection. Let me leave it. Don't even cost me anything. So let's go to the portal. Now we have a project here. So this is a project. Every file we'll be using. This is the portal. This portal will take us to, you see, it's already in. This is my account on the Africa Job portal. And you notice these are the data we have here. But because I uploaded most of the data, I have them on my content. But this is the content. This is my content. Now, this is my favorite. If I mark any folder data as my favorite, it comes here. And if I have a group, it comes here. So this is where I have from my organization. The organization now is Africa Job portal. And this is the Esri Online. So I'm looking for a particular data. I know it's already in Esri Online. I come to this place and I search for the data, either by the tag that is on the data or by somebody who uploaded it or by the name of the data. So, and this is the Living Atlas. The Living Atlas is where Esri have organized important data that is openly available to everybody who have access to their accounts, who have access to their platform. Everybody will have access to their platform. So you can search a lot of data here. But then I'm using my group. I'll go to the group which we created for the hackathon. Now you find out that I'm already in the group. So I will just look for Nigeria shapefile. Should I be scrolling down? No, I already know that I'm looking for a Nigeria shapefile. Why didn't I just search? I'll search for Nigeria admin. So, all right, I'll take my admin one, which is my state. I'll right click and I'll add to the map. It's not just only a right click, I can also drag and add it to the map. Now you see that I've dragged admin level 2, which is the local government in my state, in my country. I've added it to the map. I'll stop there. Let's not go too far. So now what I wanted to show you is what can I do with this data? Can I focus my attention in a particular area? I can also make one of my data, I can drag one above the other. So the one I want to be visible, I drag it to be on top. So it depends on how you drag. And this my base map layer reference. I'll just take it. I can drag it down because I don't want the name to cover what I'm doing. Now you see, but if I also want to know the location I am in, I will just also take it off. So the one that is good for you, you use it. I will check the boundary group for now. This is boundary one. So what can I do with boundary one? We can check the attributes. Right click on it, you go to the attribute table, then you see what we have on the boundary. So just the same thing, you see that nothing is different from what you have on the online platform. Same thing for the offline. So it's okay for this, our explanation. I'll keep this. Now I'll go to admin boundary 2, which is my local government. I want to select Lagos State from the Nigeria data, from the Nigeria admin boundary. So when I click on this, I will click on, can you see I hope you can see my marks. I'll click on select by attributes. So there are different selects here you can go. So I can do select. I can select a polygon. So this gives me flexibility to mark the area I want to select. But I can also come over here and do select by attributes. So if I already have a shaped file in my data that I can use to select a particular in my interested area or my interested area of interest, I'll just click on select by location. Then I have to bring in a secondary shape file into it or secondary feature layer into it, and then I use it to select what I'm looking for. But now I know the name I'm looking for, I'll just click on select by attributes. Select by attributes, I want to select once. I'm not selecting multiple locations. So I'll just use the new select. If I was doing a multiple selection, I'll just do add to current selection. So any selection I do, it keeps it. Any selection I do, it keeps it. So I can do whatever I want with the selection. So what do I want to select? I want to select by state name. State name is name_1. So I want to select my state of interest, and my state of interest is Lagos. Now I have selected my state of interest. What is next for me? What's next for me? I click on apply. Now that I've made my selection, I'll click OK. I'll click on OK. So let's look at it. You can see what I selected is here. So I want to extract my selection out of the shape file. I'll right click on the shape file or the feature layer I have done the selection. I go to selection. So from my selection, I click on the direction arrow, then I go to make layer from selected feature. So from those the feature I've selected, I want to extract it out. So that's the make layer. I'll click on it. Now I've done that successfully. This is what I have. So I'll also have to clear my selection because I don't want to keep that selection. I'll clear my selection. Now you find out that my selection has been cleared. So what do I need to do? I'll just right click and do zoom to layer. Now this is what I've selected. I've selected, and these are the local government within Lagos State. So I don't have anything in this data. Nothing is in this data at all. So what do I have to do? Let's check the attributes. It's just the name of the local government. No feature, no important stuff I can do with it. But we have tons of data on the group. We have a lot of data on the group. So what do I need to do from this point? At this point, I can be confused, but because I know I have a lot of data there. So let me go and search for any data with Nigeria. Now I have complete data with Nigeria. I have births. So this is the count of births in Nigeria for 2015. just look at it. So this is the main, so this is a raster file, and this is a raster file. So I don't want us to dive into raster file because there's some explanation with my account. So let me go for the conflict data. I'll just click on the conflict data, add to. Now I've added my conflict data to my map. What is next for me? Now that I've added my complete data to my map, now look at it. I have a complete data. This complete data is nationwide. When I right click and zoom to layer, it's nationwide. But I just only need that Lagos part of it. What do I have to do? I will just do selection. That's what I'm going to do. Now let's also use the selection by local government. Sorry, selection by location. I'll click on the selection by location. What am I selecting from? I'm selecting from my conflict data. And what is it intersecting with? Anywhere it intersects with the local government data. Now, I'll leave every other one default. I'll click on the apply. Now it has done the selection. I'll just click on that, and now I've done that. So what should I do? I'll just have to do, now that I've done the selection, I will I'm coming. Oh, it's too fine. So I will have to do selection. I will extract new layer from the selection. So doing this, I've been able to extract new layer from my selection. I can take the other data out because I'm not using it anymore. So now what do I need? I don't need this data anymore as well. And I don't need this data anymore. So I want my interface to be free. So I zoom to the data I have, zoom to my layer. Okay, now we see where we have the point. But then I just want us to do a very simple analysis on it, like how many conflicts do we have? So what are the features we have in this conflict? When we do selection, are we temporary with the feature we have? No, the features are there. So let's just check it. So you see, we still have the date, we still have the year, we have the time precision, if it's the exact time. So now we have the different type of conflict, the different type of events that happen during that time. So, and if there is an actor on the conflict, now we see some of them we have the labor group, and some we have other values, and some we just have none. So then what do I have to do? Let me aggregate this data. I could have aggregated without that. I just want us to use one simple data to explore different things, to know how to select in case you are working with large data. We have a lot of large data on the group. So because of time constraint, we just have to use the simplest one so we can maximize our time. So what do I have to do from this data now? I want to aggregate this data. I want to do count by local government, or each of the local government, and then just do a simple visualization which local government have it. So I'll come over here. I'll just come to my analysis. Now, within this analysis, I use the summarize within. The summarize within, the summarize within is perfect. I could use summarize statistics, but I don't want to use summarize statistics. So let me just use this, and you can try every other one out. Also, you could come to the geoprocessing tool, and you can, if you want to do aggregate, you can use aggregate. But now the license we have does not cover aggregate. The aggregate is for an advanced license. So we just have to leave aggregate and use any other type of analysis tool that is available for us. So let's use the summarize within. So the summarize within is up. So what is my input? Polygon. Now polygon, is the shapefile, the one that have boundaries. So I'll pick my polygon. So, and what am I summarizing? The features I'm summarizing, I want to summarize the conflict data. Now, what feed am I doing? I just want to do count, but any feed will be fine. So let me look for any feed I can use that is not empty. I know this is not empty. So what type of, I want to do, okay, no, let me not do that. Let me not do that. Okay, I have to open my feed, my attribute table again to be sure. Okay, so what can we summarize here? We could summarize a lot of things, but then I just want to do count, right? So if it's count I'm doing, I should look for the appropriate field I can use to do the count. So this is precision. Is precision always one? Precision is always one. So I could just do, okay, yeah, at some point where the precision was 2. So you just have to understand your data before you use it for what you want to do. So now let's leave the summarize within. Let's use the summary statistics. So this is the input data. So this is what we're going to do. What field are we inputting? So let's use the year. What statistics are we doing? We want to do count. So we use this. I have to be sure I just don't want to take us to the coding part because that will be very, it will take a lot of time. We have to do the setup. So I could, okay, now let me leave this. Let me leave this. We don't. Okay. So let's use the summarize within, and we use the fatality to do the sum. So we use the fatality, and then we do the sum. We do, or what is the fatality of each of the conflicts in those areas. So we do the sum with it. Let's just stick with that simple one. Then so okay. So it will be done within seconds. Wow, it's on. Now let's check what we have here. Check the attribute table. You find out that we've added a new table to it for our region. So we have the counts, we have the sum of the fatality. So the count which I have been looking for is there. So we can use any point any one we need. If we want to visualize with fatality or with count, we can do that. So what do we need to do? Let's visualize this data. So I will go to So we'll just do the simple visualization we have now. So when I have on my picture, okay, let me rename this. I have to rename it so that we have, I'll call it Lagos conflict. Lagos conflict. Yeah. I don't know if that name makes sense, but let's just stick with that. So when I click on the picture, when I click on the picture layer, I go to map. From map, we have feature layer here, we have a labeling, and we have data. But then we want to do visualization. That's just what we want to do. So how do I get to symbolize my data? So for me to symbolize my data, when I right click on it, you see I have symbology. So the symbology gives me features on what type of symbology I'm going to do. Now, am I going to do single one? No, I don't want to do single. I want to do graduated color. So what am I using? In this case, I might just have to use the count. Let me use the count. So we see the location where we have more conflict, but depends on your use case. You could use different type of scenario on that data. We have a lot of features on that data. We use different type of scenario. So I'm not normalizing it. If I was working with population count, I can normalize with the size of the polygon. So do I just have to leave it as 5? I can increase it to 7, but I will advise you don't make it to be too big. Don't make the classes to be much. If the classes is much, you might have issues working with it. So then I will just leave my color. I'll leave the default color because of time, so that we'll be able to share and you see what we will be able to accomplish. So, but then this is what I have. Now look at the right, the left hand side, and you see the classes which we have, and it helps us to aggregate the count of points. So we see the one where we have the lowest conflict within the year is 9 to 14, while the other, and you see the highest is from 200 to 600. But then this is not evenly distributed. How can we share it evenly? Then we'll have to come to this method on our symbology, because now it's using natural break, is by default. Then I can choose which one I want to use. You have a lot. You have the quantile, you have the equal interval, you have the defined interval, you have your own geometric, manual, standard deviation interval. So which one do you want to use? I just want to try this, but I'll come back to my natural break. Now, when I did this evenly, now let's look at what our data look like. Wow, almost everything, when it distributed evenly, you see the color ramp is almost not different, but that's why I just have to go to the natural break, use what they used there. So I will go back to the natural break. I prefer using natural break in my own case. In this my use case, I'll just have to use the natural break. Now, this is what I have. So now that I have this, what is left for me? What should I do next? So I will have to add layer 3 so that you'll be able to see each of the local governments I am working with. I'll take the base map down. Once I take the base map down, then what is next for somebody to be able to interpret this map? I'll just have to click on layer. I'll go and add labeling. So on my labeling, I decide what I have to use. Then you can do a lot of advanced stuff on the SQL query, or you can use expression. So this expression, you can choose to bring in the values that you have for each of the polygon you've styled. But then I just want to keep the name so that I'll be able to recognize the name and use my legend to know, okay, this is what I have within this legend. So I'll click on. Once I click on this, this is where the name will come up. But then I'm using Lagos name. I don't want to use Lagos as the name. I'll use the name 2, which is the local government. I will see that this is local government, but look at it, it's still it's too big. What should I do? I will just come over to this format. I can change the font. Any font you are okay with, you use it. So, and I can change the size of my data of the label. Now, when I click on 9, you see it has reduced a little. I can go to 7, 8. Yeah, let me leave 8. And then look at other stuff we can do. Look at the label placement. How do I want my label to be placed? By default, it's using the basic polygon. I could say, okay, let it be on top of any line. But then what should I do? I want to place it at the center of my polygon. If it did not fit into the center, it will be visible. It will wait until it is fit into the polygon. So I'll just click on it. Let's say now you see that these local governments with little sizes, they are not visible anymore. But then let me zoom in. They will have to, okay, it's loading. It will just take some time to load. Now you see that they all came back. So these are some other formatting you can do, the way you can style your map on the desktop. What is remaining for us? Okay, just try some of them. They are wonderful and they have a lot here. This help you to squeeze the name to fit. If it's going to have to like bend, you can add watermark to your name, shade to the labels, add shade and all that. So, and you can also set when it's supposed to be visible and when it's not, does not need to be visible. So when does it need to be visible? These are the scale. You know, the smaller, the bigger, right? The bigger, the larger, the smaller. So the resolution of the scaling, which my colleague have also talked about initially, let's not be doing what you said. So this is another place you can also set up your scaling. So I think by now you've understand what we have done, what is Agile Desktop. You'll be able to work with Agile Desktop. So I think what is remaining for me to do, this file, I can publish it so that I can have access to it and continue using it on the web. I can continue using it on the web. It's a must because this, I can't share it. Who will come and look at my desktop? So if I want to publish just only the file, I right click on the file and I go to share. This is the way I can publish my file. I can publish as a save layer file. I can share as a layer package. I can share as a web layer, and I can also override a web layer that is already there. So in most cases, you share as a layer, but then if I've styled my map here, do I have to share as a layer? Is it going to retain? Is it going to retain the style I've done on the desktop? Do I have to go back and start doing the styling again? You can share your web map. You can share as a web map. You go to share. Now you see you can share as a web map. You are not sharing as a web layer anymore. You share as a web map. So you just go to share as a web map. Now this is the map. Because I did rename my map, I could just rename it like conflict by local government by LGAs. Now I can put a summary here. So just put a summary number of conflicts in local government. So, and you can put tag. So I want anybody that search conflict on the map, on the platform, I want it to be able to see my published map. I'll just put conflict here. I'll put conflict. Now, I want to share my map. But then before I will be able to share my map, this map have to be analyzed until it passes everything that is required before it can be published. So where do I want to share it? I don't want to share it on the group. I just want it on my content. So by default, it's going to my content, but I want to take it to my training. So I will have to analyze first. Now let's look, we'll be seeing a lot. So, okay, I will have to remove this first because this is going to This is going to hit back to me, and I will remove this. I'm not needing the point again. I just want to publish my map. So tomorrow, and tomorrow class, we just have to discuss why I have to remove it because of time, and how you can retain them and publish everything to the web. So I'll keep the training. Now let's analyze. Is it going to pass everything? Now it has failed. First one, it failed second one. So it has how many failure? So it said the service layer has a different projection. So how do I resolve it? I just click on that. I said change the, I'll say select the, okay, this one is to select layer in the page. No, that's not what I want to see. If it can just change it for me. So what projection am I going to use? Let me use the same projection. I'll just use a web that has passed. So what about the second one? I also change the same projection to that. That has passed. Now it's saying there is no unique ID. I also have to just say, okay, auto assign unique ID. So once that is done, we just automatically assign a unique ID. So let's analyze again. Okay, so it's like we're going to use what projection do we have for the map and the layers. We have to change the projections. So I could just use a different projection here, but let me just use this projection. Let me use the same projection for everything. And the unique ID auto assign. Why is it not assigning it? Okay, so this is what I have like next. It is supposed to work. So if there's no error anymore, the map is ready to be shared. I'll just share. So tomorrow I will just try and walk you through how to prevent doing it while you want to share, how to just share it from, how to process everything, all the resolution to match the same resolution on the map and the file you are sharing, so you don't have to come and start debugging it on the interface, the page where you have to share your map. So this is how to share map, and it's the same way you also share your layer. You have an image data set you want to share, you share it the same way. But I don't know if your license can publish an imagery data. So that is something you have to try if you want to try it. So with this, any data you've structured on your, any data you structure here is already on the map, and you can publish it to your content. You share with your colleagues, your teammates who you are hacking this project together with, and you've been able to build a very wonderful result. So tomorrow we just do some little advanced stuff, how to work with raster data on it. I'll cover that because of time. So once we do that tomorrow, and then you are ready to go for the hackathon, you apply all you have learned and what you know before. So I'll just go to the portal. Let's confirm if my data was actually published. So I know the time is up. Okay, African program. .map. So let me just go directly to my content. I don't have to do navigating. So I have to, okay, I'm not signing to sign me in. Now let's check my contents, the map I just shared, because I shared the map. I did not share a layer. Now you see the map I shared, if it has successfully published, I've shared it on the training. Now you see we have conflict by local government. It's different there. You see it is a map. It's a web map. It's not a feature. It's not a layout. And you see it retains the same format I have on my desktop. And from here, I can just do styling if I want to advance it or any other stuff I want to do. I want to share with my colleague, and I want to do the story map or whatever you are planning to share your results, you will have them. So this is how to work with the desktop, and you move it to the online and you are ready to go. Thank you.
All right, it's been a great time learning all about the use of ArcGIS Pro. And I want to believe that you're all excited. Can we see you just throw in your excitement on the chat? I mean, just express your excitement on the chat as well. So if you have any question, please, I don't know if you have a question, just keep them coming. You can share their via the chat. So someone is asking, please, is everything in this class on the web? Yes. So if there's any that is currently not on the web, we also mentioned that. But as you can see, he has shared that already on the group. And then if you go there, we'll also make it available if they are currently not available. The note for yesterday's class is already on the on the group, and then we've also shared that. So if you are currently not on the group, like I've been sharing the link continuously on the chat. You can always pick up the link from there, and also pick up the Telegram link so that you can join the Telegram group to get all the information that are relevant to this training. So it's been an interesting time, and I can see all the feedback on the chat. Yeah, it's been an interesting session. So, okay, someone is asking that I should share the link. So I'm doing that right away. So you can just pick it up from here. Register for the training. The link is here. Join the Telegram group. It's also there. And then you can also join the Africa Geoportal to get access to the ArcGIS Pro license and all of that, and other additional stuff. So it's time to say goodbye and see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow is another great time, and we would not want you to miss out anything. So we will share details about the Friday program with you all, so that you can also be part of it. So let's see. Okay, so if you have any question, you can always bring your question to the Telegram platform. We'll always be available to attend to you. So we'll look forward to another great time tomorrow as we converge at 11 a.m. West African time. 11 a.m. West African time. All right. Thank you, everyone. Let's have a great day ahead.